All right. Welcome, everyone. This is Corey Strothman with Grace in Your Corner, and I am excited today to have a conversation with two people. I have Sherrie Vaughn and Stacey Lyddon, both from the National Alliance of Mental Illness, or better known as NAMI, Kansas. So thank you to both of you for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
In just a second, I'm going to give you both a brief opportunity to explain a little bit about your experience in the field of mental health, what you're currently doing, and things like that. But as we talked about before, I really want to have that platform for you just to explain what is NAMI, how can people utilize that, because it's a resource that's out there that I think more people need to take advantage of. As we go through that, we've done a couple other things. I've talked to Johnson County Mental Health Director Tim DeWeese. We had an addiction counselor on here as well. So, you know, some of these questions I'll be asking again for those of you that are out there watching, and just get another perspective, because there's more than one resource out there, and we need to make ourselves aware of them so we can best get to that approach to get you the support you need. So let's get into it. We'll go ahead and start with you, Sherrie. If you can just give us a snapshot of your background and the experience in the mental health field and your current role that you're serving in.
Absolutely. So I have nearly 30 years of work experience in the juvenile justice, social service, mental health ministry fields.
Wow.
And so I've been at it for a while, for a minute. I started with NAMI Kansas in 2018. Following 5 years working with the homeless shelter in Kansas City. And again, working very closely with those who have struggles with mental health and mental illness issues. What more on background do you want?
No, I think that's great. And tell me about your role as executive director right now. What does that look like for you? What are you really working on in that role?
Right now we're working on finding new and inventive ways of providing the services that we have for NAMI. Historically, our services have been provided in person, you know, whether they are support groups or educational classes. And with COVID-19, this new landscape, finding new ways to offer those services through virtual platforms. And so we've been working on that as an organization, and then also with our affiliates. So maybe just a real quick overview of NAMI Kansas and what we do.
Sure. So
we have 13 affiliates throughout the state of Kansas. So that's actually the boots on the ground, and they do the real work of the NAMI signature programs. And so NAMI, what we do is provide free of cost to any recipients education, support, and advocacy on behalf of those who have mental illness, as well as their families, friends, and their allies. And when I say signature programs, we have educational classes that are anywhere from 6 weeks to 8 weeks, working very specifically with those who are a family member or a parent or a peer who has a mental illness or lived experience of. And then support groups, family support group, and also a peer support group that's called NAMI Connection. And so while we've been going through this, building this plane while it's flying in the air, we recognize the need for our support groups really coming into that venue of online services and providing that virtual platform. So many of our affiliates have been moving in that direction and have been implementing those online platforms. And NAMI Kansas, in collaboration with 3 additional affiliates, have launched a NAMI Connection for peers, peers being those who are essential workers that have been going through this COVID landscape and out there in the workforce continuing to provide services. So knowing that they too are going to be experiencing some form of mental health and mental concern just with the overall stress that they have been going through for the last several weeks. So that's that's another thing that we're working on. We have lots of things that we're working on, I guess I should say.
No, I think that that's great. And you know, I'm very interested in the virtual platforms that are being created, and just you know, an opportunity for people to connect within the comfort of their own home. So I'll be closely following that. I really like that. But let's jump over to Stacey. Stacey, why don't you give us a introduction and kind of where you're at with everything?
Yeah, thanks, Corey. Well, I started my life journey with peer support started back in 2005 after I attempted to take my life, and taking peer support really it really saved my life back then. And then so over the years I've been able to work in different roles with events and direct services and marketing, and had the opportunity to do like all kinds of amazing things and projects. And so when I moved to Kansas, I had a family member that had volunteered for NAMI and suggested, hey, check them out. And it just ended up being a really great fit. I started out volunteering, and then after about a year or so, I came into contact with Sherrie, and we worked on a project together with the conference, and just kind of went from there. And then now I serve as the development director. I get to do fundraising for a cause that really helps me, and so I like to, you know, kind of use my role to create excitement in the community, and to let people know that you know, NAMI really cares, and we're not alone, and no matter what walk of life you are coming from, you can come and get support for yourself, and also have the ability to use their stories out in the community to continue to spread the word about hope and curing stigma, and I get to have a lot of fun. So
Yeah, and you have a big walk that you're organizing, right?
yeah, due to the COVID situation, we have moved the walk to October 10th, and we're really excited. It'll be here at Westridge Mall, and hopefully we'll get lots of people and a lot of new teams, and so yeah, it's exciting times.
Cool. Well, thank you both for that introduction. Now I'm going to just ask questions like I am brand new to everything, and just random questions that people might have. So say that I'm struggling, or know I have a loved one that's struggling with mental illness. I've heard you say NAMI Kansas. Here in New Jersey, there's NAMI New Jersey. Like, how do I know who to reach out to? Where do I start?
Probably the best place to start is with NAMI Kansas. And then we can connect you with the local affiliate in your community where you reside. So www.namikansas.org, or call us 785-233-0755.
And how quickly what kind of services, is someone that's in dire needs for support right away, how quickly can services go? Do you deal with them? Do you help get them to a therapist? You know, what does that look like?
So dire need, which suggests a crisis. And in that event, we would connect them with a crisis network within their community, depending upon what the need is. Is it mental health for medication services? Do they need counseling, therapy? Is it a suicide ideation concern? And so connecting them with the appropriate resource in their community. It could also be housing. It could be another need that they may have. So so dire need, I'm thinking we need to connect them with local resources.
Right. And the reason I ask that question is a lot of time when I talk with people, they're like, well, I don't know if I fit into that. Just let me say this to people: when in doubt, pick up the phone. You guys are going to, I love your response. You're going to go through the right protocol to find out what their need, what their pressing issue is, and connect them or provide that support. So I love that answer that you had there.
Yeah, and also I'd like to add that, you know, our NAMI helpline training is very extensive, and volunteers are always welcome to take this training and come in and, you know, help people when they call in. And it's very informative, and it really has a peer support approach to So, we're not, people would call in. I mean, we're not a warm line and we're not a crisis line, but we do, the training offers techniques on how to get that person connected to the resources that are going to help them with their immediate need, whether it's crisis or something that is, or if they just need somebody to chat with too.
Okay, wonderful. You mentioned a plethora of classes and things of that support, whether it's for individuals, family, peer support. And again, I'll reference, I've had so many conversations of people that have been hesitant to me of going to like a peer support and having the opportunity to explain to them the relief and the comfort that you can find when you're surrounded by people that truly understand what you're going through. It can become very difficult. So I love peer support groups as well. But so who typically is leading these classes? Are they employees of, are they volunteers? Who's in charge of running those?
So the actual leaders of any of our signature programs, whether it's an educational program or a support program, are the affiliate leaders, program leaders who have gone through the training, through either state training with us and or national training with NAMI in Arlington, to become certified to do the very signature program that they are facilitating and delivering. So everybody's trained, everybody's certified, and everybody follows the protocol of the program to maintain its integrity as well. So it's our program leaders in the community. They are the ones providing, and I call it boots on the ground. They are the boots on the ground providing the services.
Yeah.
And what I think is, oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
What's really cool about the program leaders too is they have a personal story that helps them kind of fuel the fire that they have to provide to provide these classes. So, if, for example, family to family presenter is a family member that has their own story.
Yeah.
Right.
And in NAMI, New Jersey, and I know this because I have just started going through the training for the In Your Own Voice here in New Jersey. So going to become a part of that, but wanted to clarify that for people. And then let's go back to, you had said cost-free. If you want to take a class, is that cost-free as well? Or are there fees to that? What does that look like?
Any educational class and every support group that we have, free of cost to the recipients.
So there you go, right there, everyone. Again, free of cost. These are things that are there for you. You're stripping down as many barriers as you can, which is great because a lot of people that I've talked with in the mental health field, you have that burden of insurance, and is it going to align here and there? So what a relief. Thank you for that. That is great to have that.
Think about all the paperwork we don't have to do.
Oh,
exactly. Yes,
yeah.
we have absolutely no red tape.
It's good for everybody. Yeah.
Nothing.
That's great. So let's just also talk about, do you deal with addiction and things of that sort with NAMI too, or is it mainly mental health? I know they go hand in hand. What does that look like?
Right. Mainly mental health, with the understanding that many of those who struggle with mental illness may also have a second condition of an addiction. Mm-hmm. So many of the programs have that incorporated into their literature and their curriculum to be able to address that, should those issues come up as well.
Awesome. So let's just talk a little bit about, because Sherrie, too, you had said you've been involved in mental health for 30 years plus, right?
Right.
What have you seen over the last 10 years? Because I feel like the stigma's still there, but we're working towards it. What have you, either of you or both of you, seen as our progression in the last couple of years of heading towards the right way for mental health? And then what do you think still needs to happen for us to take that next step to help out those people out there suffering in silence?
So I would say in the last 10 years, we have seen a reduction in with stigma in pockets. So in pockets where the awareness is really, taking traction, folks are listening, paying attention, wanting to learn more, wanting to understand more. I think we are experiencing more and more mental illness in our families and becoming more and more comfortable and confident in seeking help and sharing with others about the issues that are occurring in our own families as well. And then there are those pockets where that awareness still is not being raised, and the stigma is still very much present, and very much not wanting to talk or address those areas of concern in their communities or within their families. So there's still much work to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Sherrie with the pockets concept, because I came from Phoenix, Arizona, and so services out there are different. The concept, I mean, when you're surrounded by people that believe in recovery, it's there's that network and that community understanding. When I moved to Kansas, I had to kind of search around, because I was new in the community. So, but I definitely agree with the pockets. It depends on where you are, what services are available, and then also, who's the community spokesperson for recovery in the community, or group that supports recovery too.
Yeah, and it just takes more and more. I mean, I think it's like pushing a mountain. It takes a long time. It's not going to move overnight, but we just have to continue the momentum of that. And I feel like a lot of that too is just educating as much as possible. Quite often, if it doesn't impact our life directly, then we're not going to take the time to get that education. So it's pushing that education out there. And I know that NAMI has so many great graphics and statistics and things of that for you to go. Is it just the website that they go to get those resources and educate themselves, or where would they go to find that?
So NAMI.org is, the more comprehensive website. That's the national level, where you can do multiple or very profound research, on finding services and resources and research about mental illness and raising awareness. And then each state typically has their own state organization. So NAMIKansas.org is another great resource to reach out to. And then many of our affiliates have their own websites as well. So just, it's getting online and it's researching and looking up NAMI, and a NAMI will help identify that your state and then your local affiliate that's relatively close to wherever your community is.
Great. A few more things here, then I will let you ladies get on with your day. But so, and you basically just touched upon this, but a membership of NAMI, they watch this, they believe in the mission, they believe in what you're doing, they want to become involved in their area. They just go to NAMIKansas.org and you'll connect them with their local area, or what should they do to get involved with NAMI right away?
So yes, a couple of different avenues. Number one, contact NAMIKansas.org, either through email or a phone call or on our Facebook page. And then we can connect you with your local affiliate. Or you could also go to NAMI.org and click on join and become a member of NAMI, and start your journey right there.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a member to get on our social media platforms and just start these conversations, or make comments, because it really helps it really helps people come forward, who may not have been felt the freedom to be able to do that.
And what about, I'm going to give you a chance here to get some volunteers. What about your walk and things like that? I mean, getting people involved?
Absolutely. I am always accepting volunteer applications. And we also have, if they're not directly right here in Topeka, where our office is located, at our walk location, we also have virtual virtual opportunities available for people to support as a volunteer. And it could be, yeah, I'm always looking for help. Anybody that wants to come out and have some fun, come to the office, to our front porch, and greet people, share information, take the online helpline training. You know, there's so many things. So just, you know, get on our social media, send us a message, and then I can start that process. Send development@namikansas.org an email, and we'll get you set up with the application. And yeah, the more the better.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so rewarding to I mean, as I go through my journey and continuing to work on myself, but then giving back and helping others out, the joy that you feel from that is a boost like none other. So I would encourage people to look into that. If you have any questions, just reach out. So here's the last question for both of you. I'll put you on the hot seat, and it probably will be similar with your answers, but let's assume that people are watching right now. Someone's out there watching this conversation that we've had, and they've been suffering in silence, and they're just overwhelmed about talking to someone about how they're feeling. What would your advice, what would you say to that person suffering at home watching this right now? What would you do? What would you say?
Call somebody. Call NAMI Kansas. Call NAMI. Text home to 741-741. Reach out to somebody. You're not alone. We're here for you. Others who are just like us are here for you as well. And just reach out. That's all I don't know how better to say that. Reach out, because we're here and you're not alone.
Stacey, you want to piggyback on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, exactly. Just send us a message, give us a call, shoot us an email. There's multiple ways to send a message if a person doesn't want to call, and just reach out, and we can get you connected, or we can just sit and listen, and you know, and we can work things out together.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I love that advice. You're not alone. It takes courage to call. It takes courage to pick up the phone or to send a message, but people want to help. They want to support. So is there anything that I've left off that you guys would like to discuss about NAMI, what's going on with NAMI, anything else that we need to touch upon?
Well, we are restarting our walk season, and so if you want more information about our walk, you can go to our walk website. Specifically is www.namiwalks.org/Kansas. You can create a team, you can volunteer, and there's also virtual options as well, and just start spreading the word and having some fun, and give me a call if you have any questions. I can walk through the whole team captain process, and because it's really important that we have this walk every year and the other fundraising events, but you know, because this is how we support our affiliates so they can continue to do the work that they do. And it's so important, and there's so many different fun ways to fundraise. It's not just about walking on walk day. It's about the whole season. Mm-hmm. And we're raising awareness, we're making noise, and we're breaking down stigma. And we'd love to have new teams, and I'm just so excited about it.
Cool, awesome.
So I would like to add, go to our Facebook page, NAMI Kansas on Facebook. And we have 2 events coming up. So we have the NAMI Connection for essential workers, and it is a confidential, safe platform for folks who are essential workers and have been a part of this working during this shutdown and reopening. And if you're struggling, even if it's just a little bit, sign up and come and be a part of the support group, and let us be there for you. And let you be there for others as well who are going through the same thing. And then we're also, because of COVID-19, we canceled our conference in October because we're going to have the walk instead. And so in place of that, we are doing online monthly workshops. So there's another event that it's about the helpline, which is a brand new tool that NAMI has created with their training, and that we are introducing to NAMI Kansas, because we know we're going to get more and more phone calls and walk-ins and emails from folks looking for help. So NAMI has agreed to provide a 1-hour workshop on July, I forgot the date. It's in the event on Facebook.
They can find it, yeah.
Right. And they can sign up, and again, free. The NAMI Connection for Essential Workers, free. The NAMI Workshop for Helplines, free. Come and learn more about both of those programs and areas. You don't have anything to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know many people that don't like the word free. The free is just that, it's a nice word. It just sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
But so just similar, I want to piggyback, you know, Grace in Your Corner, things that we have talked about. This is another avenue, another resource, and we understand how scary it can be. We understand how you can feel alone, but no, these are just two wonderful ladies right here of many, many people out there that want to help and support. So just picking up the phone, we'll try to eliminate as many barriers and do some groundwork for you to get you what you need, but we just want to help any way possible. So let us be your courage, let us be your eyes, and get you the support that you need, because that life is there. You deserve that life. The people around you deserve you to live that life. Sherrie, Stacey, I just want to personally thank both of you for what you're doing. It makes a big impact, whether you see it and people are shaking your hand, if we can shake hands ever again, or, you know, if it's just behind the scenes, you're impacting so many people for the better. So I want to thank you, and know that these ladies are taking their own time out of the day to come on here and provide information, because we are serious about helping one person, saving one life. So ladies, thank you. I appreciate you both, and I hope we can stay in touch.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Corey.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. You bet.